McDowell's supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluffs. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Another wonderful Tuesday afternoon to you, everyone. It is the 18th of June 2024. This is The Real Issues with me, Shelton Daniel, your host and producer, alongside Alton Jaquan Joseph as our technical operator. And we come to you on Real FM Radio 91.3, the frequency for those of you in the northern part of St. Lucia, and 91.5 in the south. We're also simulcasting on NBC Television, channel 120 on the Flow Cable TV service. We are as well on Facebook Live and streaming live on YouTube, that is. So via any or all of the aforementioned platforms, you can reach us. We understand occasionally some of you have a little difficulty if it's not with the TV, it's with the radio in the south. But if it ain't one, it's another that's available to you. Sometimes there isn't anything that we can really do about it, because when we check, we find that the problem is really not at our end, or it's not something that we have any control over. But keep us informed just the same so that we can look into it. I hope your day is going good so far. It's another beautiful day, but for the heat, I gotta say, since Friday was one of those days where I could only describe the heat as being brutal. But of course, it comes with the seasons. Today is another day that I feel it, and I'm not the only one. Jaquan's feeling it too. I just went down by my good friend, Mr. Aziz, and his very kind wife, Jem, and we were talking about it, and they were really feeling the heat. They run a restaurant, so there's that saying, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. But it's their business, it's their livelihood, and so many people appreciate the service that they provide with a lot of courtesy and hospitality that they really wouldn't want them to get out of that kitchen. So appreciate, Mr. Aziz, what you're doing down there, serving people good quality, healthy food, and making sure that it's affordable. Keep up the good work in the service of humanity, especially in these seasons that we find ourselves in. But you know, I'm not complaining about the heat like you heard me do last year, because from time to time there's still a little breeze. You know, this year it's been hot so far. It is, after all, the hot season. But you know, you get a little breeze, you get a little shower once in a while and so on. And it being the season of cricket, My goodness, who wants to have anything to do with rain? Especially if the rain is going to wander anywhere within what we consider the cricket zone. Ooh, and last night would give us every reason to tell the rain, thank you very much for not, spoiling things for us. Thanks for not becoming a party pooper. Thanks for not becoming a killjoy. You know those kind of things about the rain, because that cricket last night, it was hot. And the West Indies, that kind of intensity that they showed, especially that guy Nicholas Puran, well supported by our own Johnson Charles at the top and so on. I mean, they really did well. The bowling of Akil Hussain and Alzari Joseph and so on. And just the sheer delirious joy that people were showing at the venue, that they were really enjoying it. We're not just talking about St. Lucians, we're talking about West Indian people from other countries coming. Oh my goodness, they look like, this is something that was a lifesaver for them. If their life depended upon it, last night it would have cured every illness that they had. And the West Indies, massive victory over Afghanistan, which for some reason has a lot of people apprehensive that they could pull off, some surprise, some shock defeat of the West Indies and so on. They never came close. They lost by 104 runs. Yeah, 104 runs. The West Indies batting, the West Indies bowling was just too much for them. And you know what? I was happy. I don't think I saw a dropped catch on the side of the West Indies last night. I think I saw Afghans drop catches. And that seems to be a feature of the tournament. And I saw a bit of it in the IPL as well. It seems to be something that for this year I've noticed catches being dropped more frequently by people who are normally considered safe hands, by teams that are considered so professional, and some of the catches, they look like such simple, what you call dolly catches, and they're being dropped, and you wonder what is going on, what is happening, at that level. Some catches are difficult, but some of the catches you see being put down, like the guys have the ball in their hands already, and for some reason it's spilling out. West Indies played a good game. I felt, the starting overs in the power play, whatever, the bowling kept Afghanistan more quiet. The middle overs, they seem to be scoring more freely as they brought on the quicks and so on. But of course, the placement of the field and the power play overs, it's a different thing and so on. But I kind of felt like the Afghans looked like they were more vulnerable to the slower bowlers and so on than maybe they would. But again, fast bowlers, attacking bowlers, you get an edge, you hit a ball and it races away and that sort of thing and so on. But maybe, I don't know, the slower bowlers, it seemed like they are able to exploit the conditions even better than the quickers. It doesn't necessarily get reflected in the wickets that tumble and so on. But I think the West Indies played a good game. And to people who are saying that the Darren Sammy cricket ground was not ready and it was last minute and it was this and that and the other, tell that to the people last night. Tell that to the organizers. Tell that to the players. Tell that to that game and its results, where you go trying to, malpally your country all over the world to say things in the hope that you will get, the Americans to bring down their hammer or their axe on St. Lucia and so on in Visa, whatever, and expect that in that kind of difficulty that it will engender, that you'll be able to ride back into office. If that cricket game is anything to go by, I think you're failing, mister. I think your mischief and your malice and so on is backfiring big time on you. I was surprised to see a certain somebody in the parliament, and yes, the House of Assembly is meeting today. You probably know that already. We probably will struggle here on real issues, because the people who tend to listen and be part of real issues are the people who pay rapt attention to the parliament. That's a good thing. I'm not complaining about it. When I finally had to turn off to give my full attention to settling down for the real issues, Honorable Richard Frederick was speaking, and he was, I think, after the Prime Minister presented the pension reform bill. The first person to make his contribution was Honorable Joachim Henry, followed by Honorable Bradley Felix, the opposition MP for Schwazelle and Saltibus. And then after that, the leader of the opposition, Alan Chasney, followed by Honorable Richard Frederick. And I can tell you there was quite a bit of verbal body slamming going on there. Anytime you have Minister Frederick coming after in close proximity in the speaking order to the leader of the opposition, there's always fireworks and, like I said, the verbal body slamming. But it was very intriguing, very interesting. I don't know if there's been any notable developments after that. But one of the things I find, folks, I thought Mr. Alan Chasney wasn't going to be there. I don't know who was spreading out the information, some of which I may have read among the comments. about Mr. Alan Chastney has gone to Canada and he won't be back until October. I did raise an eyebrow about that. You know, for a politician, a member of parliament, barring illness and so on, to leave the country and to be out for that length of time, you know, June to October is what we're talking about. 4 months, you know, 5 months, maybe more, you know, June, July, August, September, 4 months we're talking about. It seemed a bit of a stretch. It seemed a little improbable for me. So there he was. It seems to be there's a suggestion that he went to Canada, he came back, he went back, he came, and that sort of thing. But he was taking a lot. What I found really weird about Mr. Alan Chastney is that he stood up to object to something that Mr. Richard Frederick said in relation to Philip Martinez. He has not spoken to Martinez. He does not know Martinez. He has not met Martinez. I don't know why, but I find it a little difficult to swallow. But that's not really the important. That's neither here nor there. What I found was that for a man who seemed to be distancing himself and putting up that, you know, oh, me, I have nothing to do with Martinez. Martinez has nothing. But Richard Frederick couldn't say anything about Martinez without Alan Chastney standing up and objecting and wanting to defend Martinez. And when Richard described Martinez as being a convicted felon, someone who has been jailed in the United States and France, it's like Alan Chastney was bristling. It's like Alan Chastney is the one that Richard had made, you know, these disparaging statements about. And he got up and he was, it's wrong for us to be attacking people who are not in a position to defend themselves, who are not in this house. And, you know, at the end of the day, they said it's not a matter of disparaging. Is it untrue? You know, have they said anything? He can't come and say that, no, the man is not an ex-convict and a once convicted felon and who has been jailed in the US and in France and so on. But he has a problem, you know. It's like he wants to come to the defense of Martinez. And you again get that feeling that the United Workers' Party and Alan Chastney, they have a lot invested, you know. And I don't mean invested in the primary sense of the word like money. They have a lot invested in Philip Martinez. They have a lot of skin in the Martinez game. Martinez represents the scripting of their message, what they want to say. And I looked at Alan Chastney and I said, but wouldn't that have been an ideal opportunity? You know, the House is meeting today as a preliminary matter. You could have asked the Speaker or written the Speaker that I have a couple questions for ministers, that I have questions for the Minister responsible for investment and Deputy Prime Minister about the CIP, that I have some things that I have concerns about documents that should have been laid in the House that they're not, that reports of the CIP that we should have seen that they have not yet been published, etc., etc. You know, why not use that occasion? I don't know if it's on the other paper and maybe I missed it, you know. But I'm just saying, why doesn't he believe in and utilize the parliamentary process that he has at his disposal, and more so, as leader of the opposition, he is chairman of the Public Accounts Committee. I keep saying that, and he stands up in his presentation and talks about the secrecy that is going on in this country and the lies and the fooling people. It's always that, you know, somebody's being fooled. And I tell you, when you hear Shelton Daniel have such a passionate opposition to all these conspiracy theories, it's people like Alan Chastney and Donald Trump that I don't want to be of any comfort, any help. I don't want to subscribe. I don't want to buy into their message, because all their politics and all seems to be based on that. Planting in your mind the idea that you are being lied to, that you are being fooled, that somebody is trying to bluff you, that they don't want to tell you the truth, but they can't tell you what is that truth that they're withholding from you. What exactly is the lie that they're telling you? What proof do you have of that lie? What does the person telling you or supposedly telling you that lie stand to gain from telling you a lie? That's why I have this kind of wariness about me, about all this thing about the vaccines and the COVID and Bill Gates and the 5G that was causing the problem, and the saying is COVID and this and that. I have a very, I have a very low tolerance, low boiling point for those things. I don't want to hear about them. They're making me remember, and they're seeming to come too much out of the playbook of people that I am absolutely not enamored with, like Donald Trump, Alan Chastney, those kinds of people. They always seem to, their politics depends on playing on your mind, Philip JPI is lying to you, he's bluffing you, he's putting you worse, and he's telling you he's pulling you first. No, the truth, this $80 million that they were for national lottery, until today, they had to make it clear to him that there was never any bill in the House to borrow money for the national lottery. It was to guarantee for the national lottery to borrow its own money, and it was spelled out what it was done. But they say those things over and over again, so you get the feeling that government is trying to steal $80 million, and they're trying to hide it at the national lottery, pretending it's for thing, and is Onesile is stealing 1.4 billion, and it's because of all the money they calculate for all the passports they sell. That should be one. Where's the money? There's always that foolishness with the United Workers' Party, and I have to call it foolishness. The fellas insist that any money that you make, whether by issuing people parking tickets in the city, whether from the VAT, whether from the CIP, that there must be some separate account in which it must be put. If not, you are disappearing it into the consolidated fund, and by disappearing it into the consolidated fund, you're able to take it out and nobody will know. I just don't understand. This is coming from people who's supposed to be educated. This is coming from a man who says he's an economist, who says he's been educated to master's degree level in a hybrid degree, which is a cross between an MBA, that stands for Masters of Business Administration, and an economics degree. This is a man who always reminds us he was an economist under Osbert Dovey in the Ministry of Planning and that sort of thing. I just don't understand this idea that you need to create separate accounts and lock boxes for everything, otherwise you cannot show. I do not see what is wrong in having a master account called the consolidated fund, but through your budgeting process and so on, through your appropriations, you say, okay, we have 10 billion, in our consolidated fund, but 1 billion is for the paying of debt, 1 billion is for health, 1 billion is for education, 1 billion is for infrastructure. You do this kind of accounting under the different heads. You don't need 200 or 2,000 different accounts in order to manage, the finances of the state and so on. The few accounts, more than just a single, consolidated fund. But it's like, there's money that's been collected, CIP, and we don't know. Look in the estimates, my friend. Look in the reports of the CIP. You have a problem that the last report of the CIP, whatever, just like so many reports are lit, of reports of the director of audit, reports of this and that, they come out a year, 2 years, 3 years after they do. Not that it is right, but it is nothing new. It doesn't mean somebody is trying to fool you. There are different reasons directors of audit over the years have told us why they could not come out with reports. Some critical information that ought to be, is indispensable to any report, has not been forthcoming. This has not been reconciled. What needs to be done here and there and the other? You have a problem with it, come and raise it in the House. Write to whoever it is, director of audit, even the CEO of course, you are leader of the opposition. The salary of the leader of the opposition is the same, supposed to be on the same scale as the salary of the Speaker of the House of Assembly and the salary of a minister. Any minister. The leader of the opposition gets a salary that, last I remember, I'm not saying the Prime Minister, I didn't say he gets paid. Don't go and say I said he gets paid the same as the Prime Minister. We like to do that, run and say, I heard Shelton say, leader of the opposition, Prime Minister get the same. We like to do that. I know the mischief among us. The salary of the leader of the opposition, last I remember, is supposed to be the same scale as that of the Speaker of the House of Assembly and a government minister. So if a government minister is getting paid $10,000 or $8,000 a month as his basic, I don't know, you can be sure that the leader of the opposition, last I remember, gets paid $8,000 or whatever it is. In addition to that, the parliament provides and funds, pays for the rent, the electricity, the utilities, the telephone for an office of the leader of the opposition. The official leader of the opposition is not on Alan Shastney's pocket. The furniture inside of it, whatever, the photocopier, the printer, whatever is there, the computer, are things that are supposed to be paid for by the parliamentary office. They're supposed to pay for 1 or 2 staff members. I don't know, maybe if it has increased. but a secretary, typist, how you call them, an office messenger. I knew for 2 people that were paid for by the office of the parliament for the leader of the opposition. They're supposed to look for all sorts of things if they need treatment for termite, the air condition, servicing, all that sort of thing. In addition to that, Mr. Shasney is entitled to an office, a constituency office, as any other elected member of parliament. So apart from the official leader of the opposition's office, there is an office that is supposed to be the office of the parliamentary representative in the constituency of Miku South that is funded for him by the state through the parliament office and so on. His allocation, constituency development program, all those sorts of things, funds and so on, he is guaranteed that. Never mind, he himself behaved like an outlaw, like a scoundrel, like a bully, in denying it to Labour Party MPs when he was in office. To this day, Mr. Shasney cannot come and bring himself to admit that what he did was wrong, it was unjust, it was unfair, and to say, I am sorry. That's the thing I find about the gentleman. This man never says he's sorry. This man never apologizes. This man never takes the blame that he did. It's always he wants to move on and to be on the attack all the time. Nothing he ever did. And I'm telling you, I was never a supporter of him to begin with. But more and more I find myself turned off. It is possible to be turned off more on a person even when you're already turned off completely, beyond completely. I find myself turned off from this man. There is an arrogance, there is a cockiness, there is a haughtiness, there is a highfalutyness that I am above there and you are below there. I'm not going to humble myself and to say I'm sorry for anything I did to you. Take that, suck it up and move on. That's what I find of him. So he's there today. Is all kinds of things. He's going all around, not dealing with the pension. He supports it. But at the same time, he knows it's not being done out of the goodness of the government's heart. It's been done because of the outcry of the people and so on. And I said, wow, is that really what a leader of the opposition who used to be our prime minister goes into the parliament? You support it? But the motive or the impetus for your doing it, I'm going to make a whole story out of that. Oh my goodness, what irrelevant nonsense. Is that the best this gentleman can offer us? Irrelevant nonsense? You support it, it's a good thing, but you're going to make a whole presentation, about they did it because people are crying out. So what? People are crying out, so they answer the cries of the people. They meet the requirement of what they're supposed to do. And like I said, he goes into everything that is not relevant to it and what the government has done with At one time I wondered, how come no member of the government or the speaker himself said to Shasney, Mr. Shasney, leader of the opposition, member for Miku South, what does this have to do with the bill before us? What does this have to do? But then later on I said, maybe it's just as well that they didn't. Because as usual, Richard Frederick was absolutely merciless in demolishing Shasney. When he pointed out to him all the other things that he has done, asking the government, did you ever promise the people that you were going to raise the price of fuel? Did you ever promise the people that you were going to put 2.5% levy on them? You're talking about you keeping your promises to the people and so on. And I'm saying, oh my goodness, who doesn't know that in government, things evolve, situations arise, you have to deal with them. And this matter of the fuel prices and so on, everything for Shasney, the government should have done some, prevent the price of bread from going up, prevent the price of transportation from growing up, prevent the price of fuel from going up. Everything they must do it, everything they must subsidize. I thought Alan Shasney came from that school of economic thought that said, all this price support and subsidy and so on, it's better you give the people some little money to help them deal with it, but don't you go subsidizing prices or all this kind of thing. Let the market decide, let the free flow of things. Well, I thought he was from that school, how do they call it? Neo something, whatever. I thought that was his school of thought. That all this always trying to help people and support them and this and that. What you need to do is give the businesses a break so that they can invest and create more jobs for the people and whatever. So that I thought that was the school of thought, but it seemed like all of a sudden Shasney believes that the government must have this kind of interventionist thing where they subsidize everything to keep the price. So the price of bread must never go up. The price of rice and sugar must never go up. The price of this must never go up. The price of fuel. This whole fuel politics is another pappy show. I don't even want to go there. A government is subsidizing the price of cooking gas to such a large extent, you know. On the 20 pound and 22 pound cylinders, it is costing them money. We don't produce oil. We don't refine oil. We don't do any of that. But you just on that same old magie over and over and over again. So I'm not surprised. I honestly, I'm not surprised. I wonder if he was at the cricket last night. I wonder if he went. You know, there's a game that people play. And I'll tell you what the game is. Evil people, criminal people. In order to establish an alibi, they often make sure that they're out of the area. They're out of the zone where they have set up for something to be done. Whether it is the hitman or the person who orders the hit, making sure to travel at the time, you know, that the person that they have ordered, you know, the gunman to kill and so on, so that they can say, not me, I was not even in St. Lucia, you know, when that happened. Or whether it is people who know they have some other mischief planned to create uproar and chaos and that sort of thing in the country, that they make sure. I said to myself, I wonder what Alan Shastney is up to now that that Martinez thing looks like it has completely crumbled. Whatever he was trying for the Darren Sammy cricket ground, that looked like it didn't work and that didn't register with anybody. What is it that he might try and make sure that he's out of St. Lucia so that, you know, his little mischief communications and so on, when they take effect? The whole visa thing that he's been trying. This guy seems to believe that he has some kind of influence, some kind of leverage on the United States visa policies, and that by his mischief communications that he can cause them to cancel, whether it's Philip J. Pierre or Ernest Les or, you know, visa. I suppose Richard Frederick getting his visa back. And nothing burning him more than that. This a real burn up him something. I wouldn't say what it is. You know. It's been on that thing. So one very interesting thing now to watch is the DPP's press conference, which I think is slated for when? For tomorrow or Thursday or whatever. You know. It will be very interesting. Because a lot of people have messaged me to say, haven't you noticed that the announcement of the DPP's press conference seemed to follow almost immediately on some other pronouncement that was made. Some other public pronouncement, some other public utterance that was made. It may be coincidence, you know, but they said observe the DPP's announcement of a press conference to update us on certain things having to do with Operation Restore Confidence and Impacts Report and all of that it seems to be coming almost immediately and directly on the heels of a certain other pronouncement. But we'll wait and see. We mustn't second guess. We mustn't be prejudiced. We mustn't pretend to be prophets and predict and so on. We'll just wait and see how this goes. As we go into the break, folks, I'm going to play a calypso that you have heard already. But I want to do it out of the real issues and myself, wanting to recognize and acknowledge and pay tribute to one of St. Lucia's best artists, especially when it comes to drama in the genre of comedy and entertainment and so on. And that person is George Alphonse, who most of us know as Fish. Many of us would have referred to him as Grandpa back in the day because of the character role that he had in a lot of different, you know, performances that he put together, whether with Kennedy Booth Samuel, their duo Talkie Talk. Remember Madman Story, you know, that nice, really hilarious monologue that he had. Remember the PSAs that he did about how to properly use a pedestrian crossing, you know, when it would say, yes, you know, and sitting down in the middle of the road and so on, which you don't recommend anybody to do, but my goodness, we loved it, and it burned the message into our brain. Whether it was Fish doing, you know, private work, commercial ads for courts, and, you know, watching that rocking chair, and like, is he rocking, and he doing himself that together with the rocking chair, and his madam at the time, I think was played by Brenda Calix, another great, you know, actor and so on. The Brenda, Travis Weeks, and you know, Fish himself and so on, and so many others. I mean, he was in his prime, and even when you don't consider his prime, the guy was absolutely. It's a pity in St. Lucia we don't recognize our local greatness to put it on par with, no matter what, whether it is Paulkins Douglas within the region, or Oliver at large from Jamaica, or whoever they are, or Mark Fingal from Barbados and so on. Fish was right up there and surpassing them, and maybe equivalent to some international acts and so on. I remember one time I couldn't stop laughing at all. He did a little how you call that, when you do an ad for a radio station, a little promo. How you call that again, Japan? A commercial thing. There's a particular name for it. Where I think Primus Hutchinson was doing a program on Radio St. Lucia called Vision, and Fish did a little promo for Vision, and he did his own reverb. Okakute Vision, et puis Primus Hutchinson, sun. And I said, this is so creative, You use equipment to do this kind of thing, but Fish doing his own little reverb, on the and just the simple little things about the guy, he's always so creative. I understand he hasn't been too well in recent years, where I last knew him living and so on, he's relocated to somewhere else where I think he's getting better care. And I want to say thanks to another local legend, poet, writer, and many of us may not know, a Christian minister, John Robert Lee, who has had a very great positive influence on my own development and thinking and reasoning with me and so on, who drew it to my attention and said, I think, you should make some mention. Now, yesterday I came intending to do it, but we found that they had just played the song. All right, that is the song by Desrel, and the name for the song is A Wish for Fish. And Nigel Nicholas, our station manager, told me, we just played that song a few minutes before, and I thought if it had just been played, to play it again, it might, of course, Calypso season, it's gonna play, there's no question about it. But Fish Alphonse is somebody, and I have to tell you, knowing him personally, we have had a good rapport, good relationship, never any moment of iciness or tension between us. I remember I once operated a sound system, and we did a sponsorship for him, for his Madman story, going around, the island and so on, different places, to be there and to give that kind of commercial support because of the commercial enterprise that I work with for that time and so on. And it was quite a lot of fun. It doesn't feel like work when you're around him. It feels like really entertainment and having fun. So Fish Alphonse, from us here at Real FM Radio, MBC, myself and this program, The Real Issues, we want to have a replay of Desrel's song dedicated to you, A Wish for Fish, and tell you that we share in the sentiments that it expresses quite deservedly to you and the contribution you have made to our country, to our culture, to the arts, to entertainment in St. Lucia.
Good night, Fire One. Thanks for coming out. Where fish many years ago in Lucia, do you know? People used to ridicule and insult the Creole tongue. Children could not speak Creole on the street. 'Twas broken French, it had a stench, it shamed the Lucian land. But in 73 came this quiet revolution, when three wise men came with a cultural solution. Baba, Boots, Fish, Alphonse, Creole Trinity. Now I see in Boots and Baba, but Fish, where is he? I'm looking for Fish. Where Fish? Looking all around for fish to put in me Creole dish. I'm looking for fish. No fish. Looking for him up and down. The man ain't nowhere around. Where yon ki ali? Take l'homme where we ve. Toi piton where mute. Catch him where patwa pay. No fish. No fish. Please don't say I'm selfish. Tell me if I have to mourn. No fish. no fish. But from since I was a little boy, fish disappear and gone. Whoa, Papa, boy, yo, yo. Cultural activists, Paba Boots and Fish. Them three men set up a plan to create the FRC. That's when our vision changed, our culture rearranged. We learned the truth about our roots and true identity. Through the FRC we get the Journée Creole Fête. They changed the rules and brought the Creole into schools. Now Paba got a doctorate and Boots is doing well. But what happened to Fish Alphonse? I really cannot tell. I'm looking for fish. Where fish? Looking all around for fish to put in me Creole dish. I'm looking for fish. No fish. Looking for him up and down. The man ain't nowhere around. Where yon ki ali? They go where we be. Toi piton where mouté. Catch him and where patwa pay. No fish. No fish. Please don't say I'm selfish. Tell me if I have to mourn. No fish. No fish. But from since I was a little boy, fish disappear and gone. Oh, yo. This thing breaking my heart. We all should play our part. We shouldn't wait to appreciate a contribution so great. Fish popularized the stage with Grandpa in his rage. He caused Cokes and Glacier to follow in his page. Even me, Desral, as youth, he influenced to act. And it's true that several youth have followed in his tracks. As a cultural icon, Fish is an uncrowned king. So join me, Cultural Center, and help me as I sing. I'm looking for fish. Where fish? Looking all around for fish to put in me Creole dish. I'm looking for fish. No fish. Looking for him up and down. The man ain't nowhere around. Where yon ki ali? Take low where we be. Swap it on where mouté. Catch him and where patwa pay. No fish. No fish. Please don't say I'm selfish. Tell me if I have to mourn. No fish. No fish. But from since I was a little boy, fish disappear and gone. Y'all see fish yet? Oh, yo, yo, yo. Now let's get one thing straight before you raise debate. I don't wish to claim that fish was the only food on we plate. Some others pull their weight. Sam Flood and Charles were great. Some of the best from GIS spread Creole around the state. But the FRC and Fish were the giants of the land. If you reminisce with me, I'm sure you'll understand. They taught us love for Creole and dance the mulala. But the culture man Fish Alphonse is the real superstar. I'm looking for fish. Where fish? Looking all around for fish to put in me Creole dish. I'm looking for fish. No fish. Looking for him up and down. The man ain't nowhere around. Where yon ki ali? Take low where we be. Swap it on where mouté. Catch him and we patois pay. No fish, no fish. Please don't say I'm selfish. Tell me if I have to mourn. No fish, no fish. But from since I was a little boy, fish disappear and gone. When you see fish, tell me. Thank you, good night.
Oh wow, what a tribute. One more time, let's roll.
Oi, 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 oi. Where fish, where fish, where fish. Free cultural activists, Baba Boots and Fish. Them three men set up a plan to create the FRC. That's when our vision changed, our culture rearranged. We learn the truth about our roots and true identity. Through the FRC we get the Journée Creole Fête. They changed the rules and brought the Creole into schools. Now Baba got a doctorate and Boots is doing well. But what happened to fish Alphonse? I really cannot tell. I'm looking for fish. Where's fish? Looking all around for fish to put in me Creole dish. I'm looking for fish. No fish. Looking for him up and down. The man ain't nowhere around. Where yon ki ali? They gloom where we be. Toi piton where mute. Catch him and where patois pay. No fish. No fish. Please don't say I'm selfish. Tell me if I have to mourn. No fish, no fish. But from since I was a little boy, fish disappear and gone. Aye. Thank you.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's ginger turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with the real issues. Today, Tuesday, it is the 18th of June 2024. The telephone lines are open for your calls. Anytime you wish to call, you're welcome to do so. Like I said, Moja habitué. I know what it's like, on days when we have the parliament. So you're ad libitum. The telephone numbers, if you want to WhatsApp, call us. It's 758-724-7325. And you can also reach us on 4533911. Now, there's a song by Lord Help Me, who was my guest not too long ago in studio, who vex lose, that maybe we should play that song. As well as, a little snippet of some things that the opposition had to say about calypsos that they obviously are not very happy about because the message doesn't seem to support their cause. But we have a call on the line. Good afternoon, Real Issues. Hello.
The leadership of...
Hi, caller.
Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you now. Go ahead.
The leadership of the immediate past.
Hello?
Hello, yes, I'm speaking. Yeah, the leadership of the immediate past.
What's that?
The leadership of the immediate past.
Of the what past?
The immediate. What that just passed.
Yeah, okay,
Is a trained product to fail this black state. It's a nice.
Are you speaking far from your phone or something? Can you hold it a little better or something?
That, we are 90% black, right, and 10% different ethnic groups. And I think I know for evidence that there's an international conspiracy to sink our boat, to take over our boat, to change the demography of the island via different avenues, including CIP, if not managed properly. And if, as somebody becomes a citizen of this country and they run for politics, enough international financing, they can override our currency, our population, and change laws, change times, change laws, seize lands, give away lands to foreigners at the disrespect to the indigenous who they look down on. It's very, very stupid of us to ever have tried the mulatto, which we know historically would side with the whites against the blacks for economic purposes and advantages, and to have allowed the mulatto in this post-traumatic slave era that we live in to rule this country, expecting because of the economic success they have also brought it to our country as a whole. And because of that thought, which is an error, they capitalize on that expectation of we bringing St. Lucia a successful country as they have the private businesses. That is the criteria of the engagement of a political trial. And they use that to switch it around for the personal friends and gains. And you must never trust. They never trust those who enslaved us in the past.
I didn't quite get most of what he was saying because the call wasn't all that clear. So maybe I'll process it as time goes on and I'll understand it better. But just know that the lines are open to take your calls. 724-7325. Let me see. Bernard Haynes mentions me in a comment. What's he saying about me? Alright, can't really see it here. Sometimes these comments come there, they'll say. Alright. Can't really get it. Alright, let me tell you what we're going to do now, Jaquan. Let's play that little clip that I sent you about the opposition seeming to bellyache about some of our more well-liked Calypsonians, like Herb Black and so on, seeming to have tunes that they don't really like the lyrics of it and so on. Well, but you have another call on the line. Let's give priority to the callers. Good afternoon, Real Issues, you're on.
Good afternoon, Shelton. How are you?
Hey, how are you doing?
Not too bad, my brother. Not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, Shelton, Alan Chastney has no problem in embracing, applauding, promoting all of the falsehoods promulgated by Philip Martinez against St. Lucia and the people of St. Lucia. But he has a huge problem with parliamentary members of the government putting the truth out there in terms of all of the foolishness said by Philip Martinez and embraced by Alan Chastney himself.
Right.
He has no problem with embracing it, approving it, applauding it. But when members on the government side in Parliament stand up to defend the St. Lucia's good name by putting the lies to what Philip Martinez has said, Alan Chastney has a problem with that.
And not only that too, he says that he and Martinez, like they don't even know each other, they've never met. But as soon as criticisms of Martinez, criticisms which are based on truth, of the man's history and all of that, Alan Chastney bristles. Like they say, then you pueldo y leve to stand up and to come and defend Martinez and ask that this be withdrawn or that the man is not there to defend. Like Alan Chastney has a kind of a, how we call it in Creole, susceptible,
Yes.
He has a sensitivity, man, about...
Yes. Yes. But Shelton, the other thing is, you mentioned Alan Chastney saying certain things because he's the chairman, as leader of the opposition, chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, and he can also go to the Parliament to air some of the concerns.
And to pose questions to ministers. That can be put on the order paper,
Yeah, but Shelton, Alan Chastney is not interested in that. One, the Parliament. Alan Chastney knows, because that has been done over and over, when he comes to Parliament, the foolishness that he speaks will be discredited over and over by the parliamentarians on the government side.
Right.
He knows that. Now, the thing is, he doesn't want to do that. He's reluctant to do that now because of the type of treatment he knows. Well, the stuff that he says in there, he knows the type of treatment that will get. The Public Accounts Committee, Alan Chastney doesn't have the audience that he figures he needs or he wants.
Right.
In terms of the Public Accounts Committee, Alan Chastney will prefer to go on one of those kangaroo court shows where he will talk all his foolishness because he knows the type of audience that he has. Alan Chastney will go to the press in terms of those silly press conferences, and he will shoot all that kind of nonsense because he knows, 90 to 95% of the time, and I'm speaking frankly, the journalists who attend those press conferences will not come adequately prepared to deal with the lies and the other stuff that he puts out there. So Alan Chastney, but he knows when those things are put on the airwaves, St. Lucians will hear. So he will not go to the House, or he'll not go to the Public Accounts Committee to say those things because, one, the type of audience that he needs or he wants, he doesn't have it there, and secondly, in the Parliament, the lies that he speaks will be torn to shreds, and he'll be exposed as usual again as the liar that he is. Thanks, Shelton.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, hard hitting. We have another call on the line. Good afternoon, Real Issues.
Yes, good afternoon, how are you?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, good afternoon, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing okay, and you?
Yeah, not bad. Let me say something to you. Alan has thrown the sink, he has thrown the toilet, he has thrown the tub, he has thrown the jacuzzi. There is nothing left in the house. Because that's the most difficult thing to throw out of the house. You have to exert a lot of force to get the sink out, the toilet bowl out, the jacuzzi out, and everything out. He has thrown all of that, and still nothing has moved. The effort that he put in 2016, where he tricked the farmers, he tricked this one, he tricked everybody. His lying dictionary is failed. So there's nothing else he can try. And he realized he has failed. People are giving him hope. The ants that are giving him hope. You know why I call the ants?
You know what?
The ants are giving him hope. Say for me, Kabali Kuwai. The ants, the only thing they are waiting for are the crumbs.
Okay. Alright.
So the ants are giving him hope that something will work. Let me say something to you. I'm just going to give Alan an advice. You see that PLOI that followed on Alan in 2021? I am very much convinced a bigger stone will fall in that coconut tree. Because PJP has proved he has the people on the right path. He has proved he's capable of handling things. He has proved that he does not have to go to the hotel for £6 million. He has proved he doesn't have anything to prove to the Arabic prince, what he can spend. Puedo Alan by jamais couché au sol. No, he knows that. If you were to ask me, I'm giving you the prediction right now.
Yes.
It will be worse in 2026, God willing. Election will be worse. Parce que moi voulais Alan ça. Me caille cette liste pour ma vote. Moi ni pour jouer de manière pour me voler 3 boîtes pour cliquer. Ballot boxes. Mouna ki ka venir, moi savent qui mouillé. I don't care who is coming up against Alan. What matters to me, Tika ko Alan. He can play quoi. He has to.
Est-ce la différence de corps et puis cou en moun? Est-ce cou c'est part of corps et ben on ça mettre cou comme ba qui séparé par quoi?
Cou c'est forcé.
Non, cou, moi ka parler de neck.
The neck. And the body.
Est-ce pas si me dit quoi couille?
Non, moi just directly parce que pas ça me dit.
Okay, no, mais regardez Peter dit encore, you ça dit en couille, you know, you give it to him in the neck.
Non, couille trop haut. Il pas really sorti.
Okay.
Couille trop haut, il pas really sorti, moi vous mettre un genou.
Okay. Ben alright, okay. Nous comprendre.
You comprendre? Alan is aware. The only thing he has to do now is cool down himself, because all he's doing is adding more mud to the water. Please moun ka leve fasi kont Alan. Please flambo ka anwaj kont Alan. Moi just vle moi pas vle pati ou sa, moi vle weti la. In as much as he is there, everything will be all right.
Okay.
Bro.
Thank you very much. Thank you. 724-7325, the WhatsApp calling number. 758-724-7325. Do we have someone else on? All right. Okay. There's a video I wanted to play where Mr. Spider Montut and maybe others have some remarks, have some views, some opinions about Calypsonians in St. Lucia. Let's say it in their own words.
The United Workers' Party's Public Relations Officer, Leonard Spider Montut, has taken exception to the recent artistic work of some Calypsonians at a UWP Town Hall meeting in Grand Riviere on June 9th. Some opposition members have been complaining about what they perceive as pro-SLP songs. Now, Montut, a self-professed Calypso aficionado, has accused veteran Calypso artists like Invader and Her Black, who have lampooned the UWP leadership in jest, as being sellouts.
But you know, I am seeing a new development in St. Lucia Calypso. And I am an ardent Calypso fan from time, so I have the legitimacy to speak on this one. Let me just say this to our Calypsonians, especially the more seasoned veteran Calypsonians like Herb Black and Invader. You all are doing a disservice to the art form. Calypsonians sing against governments. Calypsonians sing on behalf of the people. Calypsonians express the sentiments and feelings of the people.
Montoute alleged the Calypsonians were departing from Calypso's tradition of critiquing governments on behalf of the people. While his criticism appeared to target two specific artists, Montoute claims it was not about siding with any particular political party. He also took issue with both Invader's recent copyright dispute with the opposition leader over an allegedly unauthorized song use and performer Herb Black's satirical portrayal of UWP supporters' misunderstanding of St. Lucia's Caribbean Court of Justice CCJ's ascension.
Now I see Invaders asking shots for $50,000. What happened? What happened? Well, yeah, tell him go to China. That's where the money is. That is where the money is. What happened, Papa Veda? They promise you the money and they get you. But you see, and what I'm saying here, I'm making a serious statement because there are checks and balances in a democracy. And folk culture plays a big role in our culture in terms of keeping people in check. And Calypsonians are at the top of that ladder when it comes to that. And so when Herb Black will come and sing No Referendum, No Susuzie, that's an indictment on the government of St. Lucia. What Herb Black does not realize is that our government put us into something that the average St. Lucian does not know about or understand. And a matter of fact, we don't even know how to say referendum. We say referendum and susuzi. Because they put us into the CCJ and they did not have a referendum. That is an indictment on a government who keeps everything a secret, does things in your name that you don't even know about, you don't even understand. And instead of Herb Black blasting the government for that, he's blasting the people for not knowing what the government did with their future. That is what you call a sellout.
The UWP spokesman also blamed the ruling party for the rough debut of a pro-Shasney Calypsonian in the tents known for the tradition of hard-to-please audience members known colloquially as the tent pinners.
Just bring back Shas and leave Shas there. Okay, so we won't have to miss the water when the well run dry. But I just want to say, if you want your t-shirt, and we should support that young lady, because let me just tell you what happened recently. She came out as a St. Lucian who understands the suffering of St. Lucians and sang a song, We Missing Shas. And the SLP again organized the people to come to the tent to woo her.
The opening night of the 2024 Soca Village TOT featured songs and performances that satirized St. Lucia's political and economic landscape, including partisan politics. Joachim Duplessis, HTS News.
The man, the voice, Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with big issues. Big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The CDC opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop, opposite the Grosley Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosley.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you at Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild, the power to heal, the future of pain relief.
Live streaming has become one of the best ways to connect the funeral of a loved one with friends and family, both local and international. NBC Television will live stream your funerals on television and Facebook at a reasonable rate. With our state-of-the-art equipment, you can be assured that the quality of your funeral will be to your satisfaction. Call our office now and book your obituary and streaming with us. 758-453-7458.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Thanks for staying with the real issues on this Tuesday, the 18th of June 2024. We have a caller on the line. Hello. Hi, caller.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Shelton.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you doing?
How are you doing?
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon.
How are you doing? Good afternoon, Shelton. How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Dr. Shelton, I know I interrupt you in saying, in giving your thoughts on that last video that you played, right? But I must say, a self-professed calypso aficionado still, to this day, don't understand the calypso environment in this country.
Yeah.
Till today, to this day, for 2/10, you don't understand the tent vibe and the calypso environment in this country. My goodness. Okay? The Calypsonians sing what the people speak and feel what the ground is sending off. Those are the vibes for the Calypsonian. The ground not saying anyway. It missing shot. Okay? The ground not feeling, not missing shot. Nowhere. No how. Okay? Now, for you to say that a seasoned performer like her Black, right, would sing a song, no referendum, no CCJ, is an indictment on the country because they don't understand what the government put them through. No, that's not what her Black was saying. Her Black was saying that Alan Chasney has people following him and he, Chasney, does not understand, okay, to make them understand what decisions the government have taken on their behalf. He is benefiting because isn't he seeking, or hasn't he gone to the CCJ? Move that along fast. Leonard Spidermore seemed to forget that in that same environment, the people who are coming to tent are people who have been coming to tent forever. Forever.
Yeah.
Those who are alive now can tell you when they started going to tent from Clark Cinema and Gatey Cinema. They are those people that still. And let me tell you, from what I have heard, the stories I have heard, the tent environment now is calmer. The tent pinners are calmer than they were before. Okay? But for me, this is the first time I have experienced a quarterfinal show where there was props on stage the first time. And the props were there by the same person who made their debut, right? Coming to sing a song about fathers, delinquent fathers. Of course, we know about delinquent fathers, but as the first time, two drunks on stage. The same United Workers' Party is the party, the only party that has mobilized people to come to the tent to heckle the 10 pinners when they heckling the girl who's missing shot. The same United Workers' Party, because they did not like what happened to her for her debut. That same young lady who was told, if you sing that song in this current environment, the ground will not be favored. They would not favor your song at this point. Hold back your song. Come and sing it next year. We in election mode. But you come in to sing a song. Now we missing shots. We missing shots so much in an environment where the government of the day is doing so wonderfully. Yeah. You mean Alan Chasney? And this is not a song that was paid for by the United Workers' Party, to the best of my knowledge, whatever little bit of it that I have. But they've embraced her, created T-shirts. No political party, not the SLP, not UWP in days past, has paid for T-shirts or openly sold T-shirts, okay, on behalf of any Calypsonian. Politicians, individual politicians will sponsor Calypsonians depending on whether they go to them, whether they approach them. But Spider is shameless. It means that he should stop coming to Calypso. He does not understand the Calypso vibe. But Shelton.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank
I
you.
think cricket was nice, but it was not the asphalt that cricket was nice. Bye-bye.
You know what I find so obnoxious about what Spider has to say? Spider want to dictate to Calypsonians that they must sing against governments, you know, that they are sellouts if they do any kind of peacong, that their peacong must not be directed against opposition. Says who? Since when that rule ever came about? You can tell me for the most part that what it is. But anyway, we have a caller on the line. Hi caller, good afternoon. Real Issues.
Good afternoon, Shelton. Good afternoon, the Honorable Senator.
How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Is there some rule anywhere you know of that Calypsonians peacong must always be directed against incumbent, governments and whatever, and that it must never be aimed at opposition, even when opposition making a point of taking fat black women and putting big pampers on them and showing pads in their backside and this kind of thing. Suppose you write Calypso against that kind of foolishness and my way and this kind of thing. You'd be a sellout for that?
I don't know. Maybe in Spider's judgment book, maybe in Spider's work. I think Spider was inebriated with Lodson. I think there was plenty Lodson down in Spider's gut when he made these kinds of statements. Shelton, you never tell Calypso.
What is Lodson? The son of a certain lord? Lord whose son you're talking about there?
I think it's Jin. Lodson Jin's son.
Okay, so the son of Lord Jin.
Lord Jin.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, a while ago you were trying to tell Maria something, and I didn't think she catch it. But I remember Alman singing that song saying, to the police,
that's right. Avant moi awete koutale, avant moi shoot badao.
That is that. I mean, I may not be as much as in it like Cordelia has been, but Shelton, I used to attend a few Calypso sessions. Down in Sydney. I used to attend. I think I attended TOT twice because I'm one of the persons who used to sell at the shows. Was very much into it, and when I started listening to people like Vader and Pep and it was she, I always used to help her carry a thing. So I used to attend a few so I knew a little something about Calypso, But for Spider to come and tell people nonsense like that, I believe Spider was inebriated. The man was seriously drunk.
Okay.
So that I have no tolerance for nonsense, I have very, very, very little tolerance for people who speak nonsense. And when I hear, I don't want to tell it. Well, let me not mention the name, but let me tell that news desk. I know they can do better. And sometimes for the thing I see they give out as news, as if St. Lucia don't have no news at all. The things I see they go out and get. I don't want to tell the organization what they should and they should not give as news. But I wouldn't put that in my news clip and call that news. Who editor would edit these things and present that as news? And these clips just be so long again, just people listening to nonsense. Last night when I looked at when I watched the game on TV, man, I tell you the national word was at play. That's the first thing that came through the TV. My son asking me, Daddy, what's that? What are they saying? But Shelton, oh man, what a sight to behold, man.
Yes.
God, Shelton knew the West Indies has already gone through.
Yeah.
But yet they came out with a passion to support them.
And it's not just St. Lucians, man. There was a healthy presence of Trinidadians and those kinds of people there. They're healthy, and Nicholas Puran did not disappoint, his home people.
Did not. St. Lucia, bravo, I said the final should not be held in St. Lucia because I heard thing from Australia. The former batsman of Australia say, why don't we carry that pitch to Barbados? Man, I tell you, commentators kept on talking up. For every other sentence or statement being made, Shelton, the fellas talk about the pitch. Yeah. They talk about the pitch. And at the end of the day, you want to say, I am proud as a St. Lucian. Look what my people are giving to the world. How much more can we sell our country? You know, how much more can we give out when we can see what the potential, you know, hands down to Crafton, man. I mean, I don't know him. I don't know him as other people. I met him a couple times, Shelton. I knew he was into cricket, you know, but I've always heard of Crafton giving out his craft with his hands, you know.
Okay.
And Shelton, I applaud the gentleman for that. I applaud the gentleman.
And what is even more fascinating, isn't that supposed to be the venue that was not ready? Because, you know, we're doing things last minute and the place is not prepared.
No,
I mean, did you see any sign? Did you see any hint of unpreparedness there last night?
No, don't say that. Don't say that. That's not true, Shelton. Because we didn't have 42 million to give Lockerbie. That's why. We did not have 42 million. Let me try and be a little corny, Jacob.
Or maybe the outside paving and all of that was not did not enjoy a fresh start.
He did not enjoy a fresh start. Shelton, you know the thing, and you're talking as if you don't know the thing. You know, that should have been a better thing for the outside. You know, and a 42 million for a new Marisol Square Garden. we would have been more than ready.
Marisol Square Garden.
Let me tell you, the ash. Let me not be like Colin. Leave that there, Shelton. But St. Lucia, bravo, and I congratulate you. Now, Shelton, continue rubbing your head after Jean après midi pour couiller show. I mean, yeah, we're listening to the sitting at the house, but you don't have to pass it on our tête or do worry. We're still there with you, Shelton. Goodbye.
You know what I'm worried about, Bernard?
Tell me.
I'm worried about this walk of progress on Sunday, the 28th of July, because as I heard a great wise man, you know, in the house saying, for the first time, we have a government that will be marching against itself. The government will be demonstrating against itself. You in government, what you need to march for? Is not the guy cannot even grasp that it's not the government that is marching. It is the St. Lucia Labour Party commemorating 3 years since they banged you into smithereens, you know, on July 26, 2021.
But Shelton, we going to match against ourselves. Okay, fine. Or the pass a match sorting house like he sit down there like his gorilla glue that keep him there. Tell him match out today.
His town hall meetings have been flopping. His round tables are sounding like wrong tables because they're so misdirected, they're so uninspiring, they're so uneducating and this kind of thing. He cannot hold any events whatever. But the man is trying to see. I mean, what does that have to do? It never says the government of St. Lucia. It says SLP. That's what the flyer poster says. SLP putting you first. Save the date. Sunday, 28th July. The biggest, most anticipated march is almost here. The Walk of Progress. It never tells you about demonstrating or protesting. Starting at the VG playing field, going through the city, ending on the market steps where I'm sure they'll have a meeting. They start it at 2:30 p.m., meaning they don't start it when church is on in the cathedral, whatever, and they do it on a Sunday and so on. Don't be surprised if you go and organize something for the same day and in the same area. You know?
That's what I'm about to tell you. Yeah. Don't be surprised if you see there is something going, a wrong hall meeting. Yeah. Don't be surprised if there is a wrong hall meeting going on too. Yeah. Shelton, everything St. Lucian the man wants to attack. Yeah. But once it is the Martinez, the Pines Martinez, the line Pines Martinez, he quick to defend and say he don't know the person. Shelton, everything St. Lucian the man wants to throw a spare at. You know, he wants to throw a spare at, but put a cushion for everything that is not St. Lucian. But don't worry, the product of Canada will soon come to one day where it will no longer be in the basket of St. Lucians. Look, I jeté completely. Don't worry.
What will be in the basket of St. Lucia? Pen à panier or something like that? Pen à panier. Later, bro. It's a pleasure talking to you. I tell you. Maybe this is what this whole thing is intended, you know. Comic relief, you know, for us so that we can have a good laugh. in otherwise challenging times. Who doesn't have challenging times in the world right now? Where doesn't it be? Even people you think who are well off or better off, they struggle with different issues economically, a whole lot of different things. Even the climate now is making us struggle. How many of us not feeling heat stress and whatever and that sort of thing? We know that the times have changed. We have a call on the line. Good afternoon, Real Issues.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Daniel.
How are you doing?
Yeah, this man is so cunning, vindictive, and divisive. He feels that the country should not develop if it is not him. And recently we heard an idiot said that he is the rightful owner of this country.
No.
But that poisonous dictator believes that he is our master and we should be slaves under him. The same set of promises that were made to Theo King before the 2016 elections is the same promises that is made to Martinez, hoping that he will return to power and the projects that failed in St. Kitts, Martinez will come here and implement it. But what he doesn't know, that we have sentenced Alan Chasney to 1,000 years in opposition, and we wish him all the best during his 1,000-year reign. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And maybe when Martinez, the time will come to pay him when that lawsuit gets thrown out or lost, whatever. And Martinez will demand payment for his role in this charade, in this ruse. And maybe somebody might not want to pay him or might not want to pay him the amount. They'll say, oh, we lost, why should we pay you, whatever. And he'll say, no, what I'm owed did not depend on whatever. I played my part, I held whatever conferences. Who knows what kind of manger cochon will head down the road and so on. People do not get away with that kind of malice, People do not get away with that kind of hatred, with that kind of thing. Something always fouls up for them. They either mess up themselves, or some of those that they have colluding and collaborating with them in those plots and so on, they end up turning against them, turning on them. We'll have more to hear later. Don't worry, things have already begun to unravel, whether here in Florida or in Canada, whatever. Things are unraveling already. C'est there qu'il est toujours, qu'il plie toujours. We'll have more about it. Don't you worry, my friend. In time, And there, Shelton, is the problem with Chasney and his supporters. They cannot differentiate between party and government. The St. Lucia Labour Party organizes something to commemorate its 3rd year since regaining office. You go in all in the parliament and make a big hullabaloo about a government that is demonstrating against itself. You in government like you should not have marches. So I suppose the Labour Party should not have annual conventions. They should not have anything like that. What is important is that the Labour Party don't go on to march with itself. Papi showing black women and women who are overweight, making them put on pampers and having a laugh at them behind the scenes while using them, to do all your kind of clownish antics that you hope will impress people. Now you have others wanting to come and tell Calypsonians what they must sing, how they should sing, that they should give picong against government, not against opposition. Since when? Calypsonians deal with issues that are hot, that are topical at the time and so on. They give blows wherever they have to give it and so on. All of a sudden you want to, come on. They are so misdirected. We have another caller on the line. Hi, good afternoon. Real Issues. Hello. All right. Caller, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah, hi. Go ahead, I'm hearing you now.
Shelton.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, good afternoon.
Et forward là ou souvent on c'est premier ou dia c'est dernier.
Si pas ni moun qui te ouais peut-être il est quand même plus dangereux. Ni moun qui exerce ça et avant moi. Et papa bon Dieu qui est peine là. L'eau te kay coulager moi. Parce que je brûle tout le temps, je regarde les bagailles la terre. Je remercie papa. Je remercie papa pour la geste là, il va moi. Manière, il mette moi, love là, il va moi. Ça, il va moi love pour nous tous, pas pour moi, yon. Ma voulais rien pour moi, yon. Ma voulais pour nous tous. Parce que ça donne Daniel. Je remercie, je félicite, je glorifie. Parce que mon gars, nous, à qui a couillé, moi, je l'ai yo tsan ou te kal kouya ma sou me parade là moi content ak nous content parce moi content à remercier papa bon Dieu n'a quitté plus India lobby put our trust let us never be put to shame deliver us our God.
OK, forward là, merci un peu.
Tu as la ça et pour la show.
Oui.
Avec la famille avec nous tous, avec 4 coins la terre. Merci pour nous. Et Dieu m'a la fin de toi, comme solo. Merci pour que le ciel va vie.
Merci un peu le forward là. Et toujours qu'à bon, on charge Jeuti entièrement le montagne voir et puis moi ça vous là, une des jours pas tant nous. Alors merci un peu pour appel là au banou et puis c'est vous qui dernier monde qui a créé programme Hodia. Nous avons fait mes real issues à présent ça là pour aujourd'hui à mardi, le 18 juin. Merci un pile pour Jacquan pour manager ces contrôles là et puis téléphone là bagaille comme ça banou et puis merci un peu tout le monde pour chaîne nos compagnies. Jusqu'à demain dévelé, même là midi et demi pour 2 heures. Shelton Daniel Kadi au plaisir.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and
Eat 2. The Pick 2 Multi-X Run is 2X. One off 683. Lucky 3 559. The Lucky 3 Multi-X Run is FB.
Now back to our regularly scheduled program.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.